be, but have you seen from Salt and Juju? We're gonna get into some of that. Michael Pollock, come on in here, brother. We actually about to run your interview.
There you go.
Yep.
Let's pull up Coach P next.
Never duplicated, baby. Let me see if I can get him. Here we go. Coach P right here.
First scrimmage coming up on this Saturday right now in a couple of minutes. What are you looking for out of special teams and the team overall?
Well, you know, overall, I'm looking for effort. I'm making sure that, you know, we play good, hard on both sides of the ball. Just, you know, looking for guys that are, you know, settling out, doing the easiest thing there is to do in football, and that's just run hard, you know. And special teams wise, you know, we're going to work field goal block today. So obviously we're concerned about the operation between our snapper, our holder, and our kicker. We want that to be solid. But, you know, we want to get 11 guys on the field for field goal, 11 guys for field goal block. Sometimes when you're doing an inter-squad scrimmage and you got, you know, defensive guys that have to be on field goal, offensive guys that have to, you know, doing some different things, sometimes you can get caught up in the wash. So we just want to be organized, make sure we get 11 on field goal block when Coach calls it, because you know he's going to surprise us with it today. We're prepared. We've been working all week on it with Coach Hilo and Coach Pecco have done a great job of working with our field goal block team, getting those guys lined up. We got 3 units ready. We got 2 units ready on field goal. You know, I'm excited to see Mata and Buck kick under pressure today, you know, with some live bullets coming at them. And, you know, even Stojanovic may get a shot because, you know, he's really improved this spring. He's had a great spring. So, you know, I'm just excited to see our specialists in a live pressure situation where, you know, head coach's eyes on them, everybody's eyes on them. We got pressure coming off the edge, pressure coming up the middle, and just see how it goes.
Chico, I got to tell you, man,
yeah.
Lord above makes no mistakes. There's 3 phases in football: offense, defense, special teams. And as we were going to break down this scrimmage today, we were going to start with special teams. And who walks in the room but the special teams coordinator, Michael Pollock? So I ain't got to break it down. I'm just going to slide over.
I'm going to get Coach Pollock.
Here we go, baby.
Hey, I'm going to get you some coming to the ring music, Coach. Like Ric Flair or something. I'm going to get that.
2001 Space Odyssey. Let's go. Come on.
All right, I got you. I'm going to have
to say this to you, Coach, and this is what I was going to say on the air before you walked in. I thought of all 3 phases of the game today for this scrimmage. One, that special teams was the most consistent. That even when the kickers rotated or the snappers rotated, that the drop off wasn't there. There was a significant, consistent performance across the board.
Well, you know, our guys have worked really hard this off season. I've been real proud of how not only they worked on their kicking, but like their conditioning, their strength training. They've done a great job. They've been really dialed in to what we're trying to do in the weight room and just getting themselves physically ready to do what we ask them to do. And you know, we've actually come out and you know, we've been able to you know, build off of the foundation that we laid last year in special teams, and we're able to you know, take it to the next level. And that's what we've been able to do. All the coaches know the schemes that we want to run, and it's been a really good deal for us. And of course, you know, when you got the talent we have in the room with you know, Mata, Buck, Stojanovic as 3 of our kickers, and then you got Damon Greaves coming in as our punter, and then you know, we got Cam coming back as a snapper. You know, I mean, we've got a good nucleus of guys that coming back, and then the other guys that are, you know, have not had as much time. They've been in the program and they understand the expectation. And you know, we put a lot of work coming back from spring break. We knew what this scrimmage was going to be all about. We knew that field goal block would be featured, so that's what we put a lot of emphasis on this week. You know, we still hit the kickoff return, punt return stuff, but we still hit our field goal block really hard this week. And, you know, Coach Pecco and Coach Hilo, hats off to them for having our field goal block unit. They got a good, you know, we sat down, they came up with a good scheme. We liked it. And in the personnel in it, you know, we didn't have any. I was real proud today that we had no hiccups in terms of personnel. We had 11 on the field for field goal, 11 on the field for field goal block. And as you know, that's the quickest way to get yourself in trouble with special teams, is not being able to count to 11. You know,
right?
You have to do that too many times. You know, hey, listen. Ain't but 3 times the special teams coordinator gonna get on his face on the TV camera. Either we do something good, do something bad, or call a timeout because of me. So 2 out of 3 ain't good. So
the gosh darn it that you hear
Yes,
is when Coach Prime is burning timeout.
no doubt, no doubt,
Hey,
no
Coach,
doubt.
based off of what you just said, though, and listening to your interview right there, I was going to say that's the thing that I like the most. Being a former special teamer myself, I like when coaches are prepared for what's the unknown, and the head
Right.
coach just call out punt block, field goal block, hands
Right.
team, whatever. You got to be ready to go. So how important is it to have the guys on the sideline, locked in and focused and being ready to run out on the field at any time and be ready and not have to burn those timeouts?
Well, it's real difficult when you're practicing against yourself. So you have to worry about both sides of the ball at the same time.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, with special teams, you use offensive and defensive guys on your special teams units. So, like today, for example, with field goal block, both of our wings are defensive players. Well, we made a decision that if they were on the field with the defense, they were going to stay on the field goal block unit, and we were just going to use their backup on field goal. So we practiced those situations, and Coach Andrew Zimmer, he assists us with special teams. He does a great job of making sure that some of our, when we have those crossover guys in situations, he'll run over there to the defensive side and say, "Hey, you're going to be on field goal coming up." But
Mhm.
you're right, Coach. I mean, that's part of the game, being prepared for Coach Prime to call us out anytime. I've even talked to him and I said, "Hey, Coach, don't be scared to surprise me. I want to be on my toes. I want us to be prepared. I want to make sure that if we have issues, that we address issues at practice and not when there's 60,000 people sitting in Folsom Field and we're playing on national television and we're in a tight game." So yeah, we want to be in uncomfortable situations at practice and in scrimmage areas to make sure that we got our I's dotted and our T's crossed.
One of the things I love, you talk about that 60,000 at Folsom in a live environment, and this was another layer of my kudos to special teams today from the scrimmage. I love the echoing of the call when Coach Prime gets your attention and gives you a situation. Okay, it's 4th and 2. All right, then we're gonna kick it.
Right.
And when you call out, field goal, the echo across, it's the loudest thing in the building.
Well, I tell you what, one thing that I've been real proud of this all season is some of our younger coaches, and not we got our 10 full-time coaches, and then we got our analysts and GAs and student assistants and guys that assist these guys at their position. We've got some really good young guys that are assisting our full-time coaches. And so what we've tried to do on special teams is increase their role as a coach for a couple reasons. Number one, I want them to be better as a coach and improve themselves and be able to elevate. And the only way they're going to do that is if you put them in situations that they are allowed to coach a guy, and Coach Prime's able to see them coach, Coach Rob, Coach Pat's able to see them coach a position on special teams. And then when opportunities come up, whether it be here at Colorado or somewhere else, they've proven themselves. And I think when you give guys like that some responsibility and you make them feel valued and they're not just helping someone coach a position, they're actually responsible. I think that's got a lot to do with it too. So yeah, I was real proud of the echo and the guys, everybody being locked in and the whole staff just being supportive and making sure that we got the right personnel on the field.
Coach, let me give you a couple of comments from the chat and then a question from the chat. Coach Pollock, let's go. Jaden Pove says the best hair in the nation. You got a whole bunch
Big
of
12 champs, baby.
You got a good coach, good hair. Coach Pollock making special teams special again. And here's a question for you from Derek Brown. Coach P, who are your gunners and how's that process going? Because that's such a huge factor.
Right. Well, we actually have, some guys coming back from last year that actually did it. We got Isaiah Harge. We've got Colton Hood. We got RJ who worked in the slot for us, and we got DJ McKinney who's had a great off season. So those have been some guys, of course, then we got Boozy who's done a great job out there. Coach Mathis and Coach AB have done a great job of working with those guys. Coach Schott has also been working with them as well. And we feel like we've got as much depth in that position as any on our punt team.
Coach, we're gonna let you go with this one, but I gotta tell you, I lost it on the screen. So many chats coming through with Coach P. Coach T says, "Hey, tell Pollock I say he looks like a Baptist minister." Much love. Let me tell you about Coach Pollock now. He reminded me of my uncle, this big dog Chico. My uncle said, "I may not be able to preach heaven into you, but I sure knock the hell out of you."
He ain't lying.
Appreciate you guys. Always
Yes,
glad
sir.
to be on here.
Yes, sir, Coach P. Appreciate
And
you.
where else than Uncle Chico live can you get special teams coordinator Michael Pollock to come in and get a special teams update after the scrimmage?
Nowhere.
No.
And also we have a couple of other coaches too.
Say again, Chico.
I was gonna say, just let everybody know we have a couple of other coaches too on here